Alright, it's Jono from Seneca. Welcome back to another session of GCSE Chemistry Revision. Today we're going to be talking over the electrolysis of aqueous solutions. We're going to be building on a lot of the keywords covered in the previous episode, which was just about electrolysis. So make sure you check that out to get familiar with all the keywords like anode and cathode before we get cracking with this. Alright, so let's get started. Electrolysis of aqueous solutions, they can be a bit more difficult to predict. What happens is water splits to give hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. And at the cathode, which is the negative electrode, what happens is if the metal that we have is more reactive than hydrogen, we make hydrogen. If it's less reactive than hydrogen, we make a metal. What happens at the anode, which is the positive electrode? This, we care about halide ions. So halide ions are stuff like chloride, fluoride, bromide, anything in group 7 as an ion. If they're present, we're going to form the respective halogen. So if we have chloride ions, we're going to form chlorine gas. And if there are no halides present, we form oxygen. Amazing. Okay. So at the anode, the key thing we care about is halide ions. At the cathode, it's all about whether the metal is more or less reactive than hydrogen. So, and we form two ions during aqueous electrolysis. It's going to be hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions. Now, a hydrogen ion is also a proton, so you might hear it called that. So how can we represent what's happening at each electrode? We use things called half equations, and these show the transfer of electrons. So if we go to the anode, we have oxidation. So I always remember anox and red cat. So anode is oxidation, whereas reduction happens at the cathode. Cool, right? So oxidation reactions happen at the anode. So if we take a halide, so bromide, Br minus is going to go to Br2 plus 2 electrons. What's going to happen at the cathode? It's going to be a reduction reaction. So if we take a metal like lead, it'll be Pb2 plus 2 electrons goes to Pb, and that's because reduction is the gain of electrons. Okay, so we use half equations to describe what's happening at each of the electrodes. Okay, so just to recap, remember anode, oxidation, cathode, reduction. Oxidation reaction is the loss of electrons, and reduction is the gain of electrons. Okay. And aqueous solutions form hydrogen and hydroxide ions. Awesome, right? So remember those equations we did potassium bromide, but you could use any other metals. It could be potassium, it could have been lead, chloride, anything like that. And what products can we form? Do you remember what products can form at the anode? Do you remember? I'm not going to tell you. It's oxygen gas and a halogen. Okay? So going back to the lead half equation, in the electrolysis of lead bromide, which ions are reduced? Do we remember? It's going to be the lead ions because they gain electrons, and this all happens at the cathode, and we make lead atoms at the end of it. Do we remember which products form at the cathode? Do you know? Remember, it's hydrogen gas and a metal. Amazing. And if we have bromide ions, they're going to form bromine plus electrons. And one more time, just to make sure it really sticks, what are the two products that can form at the cathode? Do you remember? It's hydrogen gas and a metal. Okay, so I hope that was a useful session. Let me know what you thought of it. And keep going, keep working hard, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks very much. Cheers.